Oh boy, Masters hangover is real, people. DB here with the Tour Junkies. We are talking about the RBC Heritage 2022 from Harbortown Golf Links in Hilton Head. You know, it's the day after Masters, okay? And we've been doing this 7 years. And every year it's the same. It's just hungover from Masters Week, all the hoopla, all the things, the drama, the uh, the toxins. Just all the things. And so here we are, and I don't, I'm here. It's the first look. I've not done a ton of research for the RBC Heritage. Very familiar with Harbortown though. Played that golf course a couple times. Played old Pete Dye and Alice Dye had a little bit of something to do with it. Played that course a couple times. Very familiar with it. Obviously, we preview it every year. Yeah, it's a fun event. There's some good names. I think we got 5 of the top 10 in the world here, which is pretty cool. JT, I think, is here. DJ, Patrick Cantlay, Colin Morikawa. That's pretty cool. So the field's a little stronger than normal. So I'm excited about that. Last year we saw Stewart Cink revitalize the old man's career. Won at 19 under. I think he was like 150 to 1. Webb Simpson won before that at 22 under, around 30 to 1. CT Pan at 160 to 1. Won the year before that at 12 under, tougher years. Satoshi Kodaira, Wesley Bryant, Satoshi Kodaira, CT Pan, that 3-year run where those guys won at 12 and 13 under and won, at big numbers, 250 to 1 for Kodaira, 160 to 1 for Pan, 80 to 1 for Wesley Bryant. And then we returned to kind of another big long shot number with Cink. The long shots can definitely hit here for sure. But I don't know. I mean, I'd be shocked if any of those fields had as strong of top end as we do this year with DJ and Morikawa and JT. I don't remember it being that strong those years, but here we are. So I haven't taken a look at anything. I haven't looked at odds. I haven't done a model. Do I look like a guy who's done a model yet for this? No, I do not. I did get this sweet Masters hat though in the pro shop this year. They had some really nice hats this year. The rope hats are obviously really popular at the moment. So said rope is here. I'm pumped about it. Listen, if you're in the chat, I don't know what in the world are you doing with your life on a Monday at 11:26. But hey, I'm glad you're here. I really am. Thank you. So feel free to pop in and ask some questions. I'll jump around here a little bit, try to make this snappy. We got the shows tonight, the DFS show, the betting show tonight. Colton, I see you in there. Colton Copenhagen, long shot week. Yes, FanDuel does have numbers. I'm going to be looking at FanDuel and DraftKings. And I think it could be a long shot week for sure. Here we are. All right, let's take a look. Let's open it up. All right, Justin Thomas is our favorite. I kind of thought Morikawa could be the favorite because didn't Morikawa? He was pretty close to running down those Stewie Cink. Was he in the final group with him last year? What? Am I remembering that right? Did Stewart Cink win against Colin Morikawa in the final group here last year? That was sick. Where did Morikawa end? He ended up finishing 7th. Is that what happened? I don't know. Producer Sam says, "What's up?" He's here. Here we go. All right. I'm a little surprised JT's is the favorite. Well, on FanDuel, he's tied with Morikawa as the favorite at 13 to 1. DraftKings has him at 9 to 1. Morikawa at 12 to 1. Then you got Patrick Cantlay at 14 to 1. Oh, I forgot Cam Smith's here. Oh, dang. Smith's here at 16 to 1. Berger 18 to 1. Lowry 18 to 1. Fitz 18 to 1. DJ 18 to 1. Henley. All right, so I kind of cut it off there after DJ, although that feels weird that he's the same odds. Let's see where FanDuel kind of goes. Cam Smith at 15. DJ, then they have DJ. That makes a little more sense. I would put DJ shorter than Fitzpatrick and Shane Lowry. I don't know. He's still DJ. So DJ 17 to 1, Cantlay 17 to 1, Fitz 20, Lowry 20 on FanDuel, Berger 26 to 1. So if you like Berger bouncing back from the Masters, 26 on FanDuel, 18 to 1 on DraftKings. Oh man, Dan. All right, almost had a really good Millie Maker day. You're welcome, buddy. Thank you for that. All right, let's take a look at this a little bit. Who are your course horses here? Are obviously Webb Simpson, the guy's always. Matt Kuchar, Ian Poulter. Over the years, Patrick Cantlay's done pretty good. Last year he missed the cut. That shocked a lot of people, but in the years previous to that, pretty freaking good. DJ's always played solid, but no top 10s recently here. Fitzpatrick, T4 last year. It seems like a good shot for him. Berger plays this place nicely as well. T3 in 2020. Lowry's played here a few times over the last few years. T9 last year, T3 in 2019. That's interesting. Anybody else up there in the top with a really solid? Cam Smith played here. He's played here a handful. He's played here every year the last 5, and the best finish was last year at T9. I could actually see this being a place that hurts Cam a little bit. And Lord knows I've not fared well going against Cam Smith of recent, but uh, the driver, it is a Pete Dye course, so it's always a little more open than you think. But I played Harbortown and I played TPC Sawgrass. Harbortown is tighter, even if the fairway widths are like technically near the same, because I feel like there's so many trees here, lining the fairways, and as you approach these greens, you have to be on the proper side of the fairway here. It's not just being in the fairway. Where sometimes at Sawgrass, if you're just in the fairway, you're probably better off than. I mean, it's probably as good as you need to be. Like if you miss to one side or the other, you're not thrilled about it. But like at Harbortown, you almost have to be on the proper side of the fairway. I think it's number one. If you're like left center of the fairway, you're boned because there's a tree that like just in front of the green that you're going to have to work around. You're on the right center of the fairway, like just maybe 10 yards over, and you're way better angle. That's just kind of how it works the whole way through that golf course. So, you have to be proper side of the fairway. And Cam's, Cam's off the tee game is not great now. His irons are fantastic, and he may hit a lot of irons here. I noticed that yesterday. Was Cam Smith not absolutely sending driver yesterday? He had like a couple 350. What are we doing? Is Cam Smith hitting at 350 now? Who's not hitting at 350? Was CT Pan now like the shortest guy on tour at like 348? I don't understand how they hit it so far. All of them now. It's something we need to test drivers more, guys. We need to have more driver testing. I'm calling for that. I think the trampoline effect has gotten out of control with some of these guys, and I'm not going to stand for it. It's too long now. I'm out of it. I'm fine with like the top 10% of guys hitting at 350. Cam Champ, he can hit at 350, 3 a million. But when Cam Smith starts doing it, I don't want to see it anymore. I just don't. So that's one soapbox I'm getting on. What do I like here in this top range? Oh, what am I looking at? Top fives. I don't want to look at a top 5. I want to look at a winner bet. What is DraftKings doing to me? Quit moving my page around, DraftKings. Okay, here we go. All right. Who would I like here? Who do I think is a value here? I think FanDuel has the better numbers up top, huh? Cantlay, Lowry, Berger at 26 is still interesting to me. He did not play well at Augusta, but he normally doesn't. Webb at 31, because what'd Webb do? Where'd Webb finish up? He finished up 35th. I don't know. Is Webb ready to win? Have we seen that from Webb lately? I mean, I know he's back. That's definitely good. Is he going to win here? Probably not. No, maybe I just talked myself out of him. Morikawa is real tempting. 13-1 on FanDuel, slightly better number. I honestly like that a lot, and I don't even like short. I'm never going to bet him. I'm not going to bet the favorite. I don't do that. That's against my thing. That's against me. Well, who would you rather have, DJ or Cantlay? I feel like that's kind of an interesting look. DJ's 18-1 on DraftKings. Cantlay 17-1 on FanDuel. He would be the better value there. I feel like those are a couple guys. Cantlay definitely did not play well going into, on the weekend at Augusta. DJ finished 12th, Cantlay 39th. Both have solid records here. Kind of feel like there's some value on that, maybe, potentially. I don't know. Maybe DJ. I think I'd probably take DJ, actually. 17-1 now, I think, is kind of the early lean on that one. Berger at 26, I kind of like. Let's see, Fitz and Lowry. Where are their numbers? Better numbers on FanDuel, both at 20-1. I think I gotta believe Fitz is ready to break down the door, but Shane's knocking too, man. Shane was my only outright that I had a slight little sweat on over the weekend at the Masters. I like both of those guys actually at 20-1 on FanDuel. I wouldn't mind taking both of those if I were going to bet one of those guys. But let's work further down the board. Let's see what we got here. Then you got guys like Russell Henley, Corey Connors. This feels like a tremendous spot for both of those guys just with their game. Let's see where they're at. Corey Connors finished 4th here last year. Russell Henley finished 9th here last year with a couple missed cuts before that. I'm not sweating that because, I think Henley has just turned up lately. And he got real hot. Didn't he get hot at the Masters on Sunday? He had a nice round on Sunday. They ended up finishing 30th at the Masters. I like both of these guys. Let's see where they're at. Connors is 26-1. Henley's 45-1 on FanDuel. There's our early. There's our first, like, okay, might want to jump on that, fam. Might want to jump on that. Henley at 45-1 on, or did I say 46? Henley at 45-1 on FanDuel, 22-1 on DraftKings. That's the first one I could see regulating a little bit back towards the DraftKings number. I mean, I would take Henley over Tyrrell Hatton. Let's see who's shorter than him on FanDuel. All right. I would take him over Tyrrell Hatton right now. I would take him over maybe I don't know. He's kind of, I think he should be in that like 30-1 range. So I think he's too short in DraftKings for sure. That's a good number on Henley. I like that number on Henley. Just with his iron game, I think it's solid. And that's a solid play. I think that might be one of the first clicks there is Russell Henley at 45. Maybe catch that now while you can. Also, I'm interested in what HV3 almost won this tournament, didn't he? Didn't he almost win? Man, he played way better than I thought he would. Where is HV3 here? Yeah, he almost won it last year. T2. Although this doesn't feel like an HV3 course. Actually, I think I'm bouncing off of that. Tommy Ladd. Let's see, what's Tommy Ladd done here? Oh, he's not done great. Okay. Could not maybe Neiman. What's Neiman done? T5 in 2020. He's got his irons are just so good. But he loses, the super bombers obviously still have an advantage off the tee because they can hit shorter clubs, off these tees and keep it on the proper side of the fairway easier with a 2-iron or a 3-iron, where other guys might be hitting a 3-wood or a driver. But it still takes away some of the strength. I mean, Neiman's he just sends it constantly. So I don't know that I love that. What about Billy Ho? What's Horschel done? Not anything great. T5 back in the day. I think my play here, what about, I think the play here is Connors or Henley. And then it's like jump down to the next range. So Connors at 26 is your best number on FanDuel at the moment, 25-1 on DraftKings, and then the Henley number. I think that's where I'm going. Is Jordan Spieth playing here? Oh, snap. He's playing? Yeah, he is. Okay. Hasn't looked great, though. I tell you that. I don't think we can bet Jordan to win. I don't think we can. Hey, hit me with some questions in the chat. If you have anything, I'll do my best. I know this is going really well for everybody. Really solid. And also give it a thumbs up, whether you like it or you don't like it. If you're still here, give it a thumbs up. Why would you not do that? One thing I like looking at on Data Golf is strokes gain versus expectation numbers. So it kind of takes into account, like, how well they do from a strokes gain standpoint versus where they typically finish in a normal round, or based on how good a player they are. So I think it's a good way to uncover some value. And I usually set it to a minimum of 12 rounds played. And guys in the field, I think, that would check that box up near the very top is Wesley Bryant. He's probably a long shot bomb. Alex Noren is the third name on the list after Boo Weekley, who's obviously not playing. But Alex Noren is one that I want to look at because I just saw his name. He's 50-1 on FanDuel and 50-1 on DraftKings. Noren's a guy we've all been sweating a lot here lately because he's just been playing so strong. In the last 3 years here, 3 top 30s, including a 25th last year. But, I mean, his recent form has just been sizzling. 6th at the Phoenix, 5th at the Honda, 26th at the Players, 12th at Valspar. That is just solid, man. I feel like Noren is definitely a click at 50-1. So I think I like that a good bit. And I bet that gets shortened too, because I bet all the touts and the people that actually do possibly move lines will talk him up because he's been getting talked up a lot lately. I could see Noren ready to go. Kuchar's been playing well too. I don't know if I want to bet him to win, but Kuchar's been playing well, and he is the guy here for sure. With his record. Where's Kuch at? Wait a minute. Am I missing his name? Or is he a super value on DraftKings? All right, 65-1 on DraftKings, 50-1 on FanDuel. I think probably the 60 to 65 is correct, because I don't think at 50-1 he should be in the Noren Henley category, even though I know he's the course horse. Just, Kuchar to close the door and finish one off. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. So he's probably more in that 60-1 range. So I like him on DraftKings if you like a little bit of Matt Kuchar, 65 to 1, a little value there. What about Sung Jae? I just saw Sung Jae's name. Obviously played well at Augusta. Couple missed cuts, T13 last year. I mean, this seems like a great course for Sung Jae. He had on FanDuel, 34 to 1. Okay, so he's 34 to 1 on FanDuel, 40 to 1 on DraftKings. I got to tell you, as I'm looking at this field, this feels like a much stronger field than years where um, Satoshi Kodaira and CT Pan won. I don't know. This may not be as long shot season as we like to think because this feels like a good field. Um, to me, Kokrak's another guy I'm looking at. He's kind of a long hitter that does well like on these shorter courses that require, good iron play and possibly dialing it back off the tee. He's at 55 to 1 on DraftKings. Where's he at on FanDuel? 65 to 1 on FanDuel. Let's see what he's done here. Okay, well, not well, but I don't care. I think maybe a different player. His last time out was 2020. He's definitely been a different player, especially since kind of midseason, late 2020. So I don't know that I would weigh that course history in too much for Kokrak, but he's been playing well for sure. Had a good weekend, made a lot of birdies at Augusta. So I think that's an interesting one. Mav McNeely, is he ready to win? I think he is. I wonder if he's ready to win here, where he did finish fourth last year. He's been hot. These are some gnarly Tiff Eagle Bermuda surfaces. So, like, typically I would lean towards a guy who is, shown to do really well with Tiff Eagle Bermuda. They're grainy. They're hard to chip from. They're hard to putt on and read. But McNeely, who's typically not a great Bermuda guy, obviously figured it out last year. Let's see what he did putting last year. Actually, the 2 years he's played here, wow, that's interesting. The 2 years McNeely's played here, he's gained 5.6 strokes, 5 what am I talking? As Pat does on the FGS. He's gained 5.6 strokes putting last year and 3.8 the year before that. That is well above his average putting performance on any putting surface, even POA, which is his best surface. So clearly Mav is comfortable or likes the greens here or something. But what's crazy is what he's really been consistent at and good at with the iron play, especially. He's lost a total of almost 4.5 strokes with the irons here. Wow, I kind of like how this is setting up for Mav because the ball striking has been fairly solid, especially at the Players and Valero. So let's see. I mean, do we think Mav could get it done? What do you guys think in the chat? I kind of like it. I mean, you guys know I'm a sucker for Mav, though. 50 to 1 on FanDuel, 55 to 1 on DraftKings. I bet that number doesn't move a whole lot. But I kind of like that. Who else? Oh, Kiz, man. Kiz played well, man. I'm proud of him. A week at the Masters where it plays this difficult can definitely play to Kisner's advantage. I don't know the history here, the 2 missed cuts last 2 years, the 41st place finish in 2019. I don't know what that is. We may have to text Kiz and figure that out. Ended up finishing 44th at Augusta, but I mean he's in good form. I mean 4th at the Players, played really well then. Let's look at how he was playing leading up to, although the ball striking still concerns me. He wasn't playing great leading into last year's. Actually, he was playing worse leading into last year's RBC Heritage. The RBC Heritage, the 2020 year, which was played in June, one of the first events after the restart. So I guess we could kind of throw that one out. 2019, the RBC Heritage he was in good form, better ball striking form, still finished 41st, had a good finish at the Masters. I don't know. I could see this being a place for Kiz. Actually, yeah, I'll make this argument. Maybe I'll end up eating this lately or when it's all said and done. Oh, I want to answer that question by Fat Sandwich here in a minute. Here's my take on Kiz. It's a hangover week for me, and I'm not even playing golf or Kevin Kisner. I don't have his money. I don't have his popularity. I don't have his access to alcohol. I don't have. I'm better looking than he is, but I don't have all the friends that he has in South Carolina. And I could kind of see this, especially a week where he cashes in the Masters, has to, a grind it out kind of finish at Augusta, playing with Tiger. I could see the Heritage being one of those things where Kiz brings the fam, Kiz brings the boys. All his boys are gonna be here. Okay, all his real boys. I'm not talking about the Barstool fanboys. I'm talking about his real boys from South Kakalaki. They'll all be here. Okay, they'll all be partying with kids. And yeah, they all hope to be celebrating the win on Sunday with him because let me just tell you, if he's winning, if he's in the final group or two on Sunday, your boy's driving down to South Kakalaki as well because I will be a part of that festivities. But um, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. With the ball striking not being super good right now, still from a stat standpoint. So I don't know. All right, I want to talk about another South Carolina guy though, and that's Naismith. Fat Sandwich asked about Naismith being a local. Yeah, I mean he's definitely a South Carolina boy, very familiar uh, with RBC Heritage. I mean with Harbortown. Let's look at Naismith's, and he's got a 33rd and a 48th place finish here in the last couple years that he's played. But he is definitely trending nicely. We saw him almost take down the Valspar there with Davis Riley and Sam Burns. Obviously, he's been a ball striker and it's always been about the short game and putting and all that stuff. He's actually played. He hasn't putted great, despite being rather familiar with these Tiff Bermuda greens. But his ball striking, I mean, he's gained 10.1 strokes off with his irons in just 2 attempts. That's a very, very good. Let's see where his odds are. Is he at 150 to 1? I bet. I mean, I'm sure he's not that. I can't imagine him being that long, but it is a pretty good. It is a pretty good top heavy field. Where is he? Somebody help me out in the chat. I can't find him. Dear God, where is he? Matt Naismith, where are you? Where are you? Matt Naismith. I'm just gonna check the chat. 130 to 1 on FanDuel. Thank you. God. All right, where's he on DraftKings? Naismith on DraftKings is. Jeez, this is a terrible show. Oh my God, he's 250 to 1 on DraftKings. Yo, we got to do that, right? Like he should not be 250 to 1. South Carolina boy, great ball striker, in showing some form. And I always say this about these young guys. I like to see him get in the hunt late on a Sunday, feel the fire, miss it, and then fire on him to win out right after that. I love that about the situation for Naismith. That's very interesting. I would hit that right now at 250 to 1. It's a bomb, but I like it. All right, I got to wrap this up. This is a terrible show. This is a terrible show. Who else do we like long shot wise? If you got any other questions, you better fire them in here now. Is Sig going to be in the field, and should we consider him this week? I would be shocked if he's not in the field. Let's see. Is Grayson Sig in the field? He's not. Oh, man, he should be. That stinks. Actually, I just remembered this. I spent some time with Matt Naismith, Henrik Norlander, and Grayson Sig's swing coach, Gary Crescent, over the week. He's an instructor here at Augusta Country Club in Augusta, and I talked to him for a little while. He also says that Norlander's kind of got something like refigured out, so we'll see what happens there. What about Stifler's mom to repeat? I can't remember. Oh, Sink. Oh, are we? No, right? Like, there's no way Stuart Sink's gonna repeat victory here. I did call him Stifler's mom after all that, didn't I? 7th at the Valspar. I mean, I don't think so. I can't imagine, producer Sam. Can't imagine that happening. I mean, he gained 8.5 strokes with his irons here last year. Good Lord, have mercy. That is quite the week with the old irons. But I don't think so. Why would we do that to ourselves? I don't think we should. Who else? Anybody else? I'm hungover. It's Masters week. It is what it is. Let me just look at some real bombs here. I'm just going to start at the bottom and Morgan Hoffman's in the field. Good for Morgan. That's good to see. I like that. I like that a lot. Shestakle's in here. He's a long shot. Norlander, long shot for sure. These might be some juicy top 20 numbers. Wesley Bryant. Let's talk about Wesley Bryant. 230 to 1. You guys know I love talking about Wesley Bryant. 230 to 1 on FanDuel. He's working off this conditional status. Now he's done with his major medical stuff. Last saw him finishing 15th at the Corrales Punta Cana. I don't know, man. That's a bomb, but you could definitely do worse than him. Ben Martin, he's been playing good, right? 500 to 1. He's a Clemson boy. fits the mold, I would think here. I don't know. I'm not gonna look up his history, but fits the mold. Pat Perez is down here. I don't know about that. Um, Bryson Nimmer, your Clemson boy, he's not gonna win, but could be an interesting play somewhere else. Kramer Hickok's been playing good. This feels like a course for him. Luke Donald down there. He's definitely a course horse. Doc Redman kind of showing some form again a little bit. Harry Higgs played okay at the Masters, I think. Did he end up missing the cut at the Masters? What Higgs do? He finished 59th here last year. This feels like a course Harry could do okay. No, he finished 14th. Holy crap. Where did that come from? I kind of like that. Although his ball striking is terrible. Dustin says Henley is 150 to 1 at DraftKings to win the US Open. Wow. I mean, typically US Open, you got to go like bombers. But I mean, heck, if Henley's doing what Cam Smith's doing and hitting it 380, then we'll play anybody. Nate Smith, Michael Thompson, no. Charles Schwartzel's 250 to 1. Lord, he hit it good, obviously. Doug Gim is interesting, 180 to 1. Bo Hostler, 180 to 1. Joel Damon. There's definitely some long shots that are very interesting. Ricky Fowler. Man, I'd love to see him. I'd just like to see Ricky win again and just let's go. Let's get it. Let's get through it. Stewart Sinks 130. I don't know, guys. Russell Knox, what's he done here? 130 to 1. I feel like Knox has been playing well. Oh my God, his history sucks here. Why is that? Why is he so bad here? Is it the Bermuda putting? Probably. Man, his ball striking has been good. Let's look at his ball striking coming into this event. So last year, coming into this event, missed the cut, ball striking not near as consistent. Tee to green. June of 2020, doesn't matter. It was COVID stuff. Let's look at. We might need to throw the 2020 year kind of out in terms of like a history situation. Plus, the course probably played a lot different. Going into 2019, though, his ball striking was looking very well, and he sucked here. Missed the cut again. 2018, I'm talking about Russell Knox here. 2018 ball striking was not good coming in. He finished 40th. 2017 ball striking also not good. Finished 11th. So I don't know, but this feels like a golf course that Knox should do well at. 130 to 1. Brian Harmon's interesting, 100 to 1. Yeah, so here you go. That's it. That's all I got. I mean, I knew this was going to be bad. Does Hostler have any history here? I don't know. Let's see. Yes, and it's not fantastic. Bo Hostler missed the cut last year at this event, missed the cut in 2019, finished 16th his first time in 2018 because he gained 9 strokes putting. His ball striking here has been absolutely horrendous. And I mean, his ball striking in general is always pretty bad. It's the weeks where he's average from tee to green or just like not awful because his putter's so good that he can pop. But he's also, I don't know, putting, obviously a lot of variance there. I don't know that I'm ready to go in on Hostler to bet outright. Chances for Fleetwood. Now Sport asks. Well, if you're betting him, his odds are 55 to 1 on DraftKings. His odds on FanDuel are 42 to 1. So obviously there's a little spread there. Interesting for old Tommy Ladd. Missed the cut here in 2021, but that was, and then he finished, I think, top 25 before that. Let's see, 2021. That was like, well, I guess he had just finished 10th at the API, Masters, whatever. Let's look at 2019. I felt like he was definitely a lot better player in 2019. Yes, he was playing much better in 2019 when he came to the Heritage. But he's showing some form for sure. I think he's got a chance here. Yes, I do. He does. I mean, he played well at the Masters 14th, Valspar, gained strokes all across the board at the Valspar. 16, finished 16th there. The Players finished 22nd. API finished 20th. Like, I think Tommy is definitely in play here. If the Bermuda putting, if he can figure out the greens, I think that's definitely an option. And obviously, the number on DraftKings being 55 to 1 is a good number to hop on at the moment. So I think I like that actually. I think I actually like that. All right, guys, that's it for me. DB out. That's the first look for the RBC Heritage 2022. Just a few names. I think the Henley thing. Thank you for that super chat there, Marcus, for the Pedialyte. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Although by the time YouTube takes their fee out of here, I'm probably not really even getting that. So next time, could you up the ante a little bit? But yeah, we'll have the shows tonight. I'll be a little more prepared tonight. I always like to give my raw gut reaction here. But I definitely think looking at it, Russell Henley is the biggest value to me, mid range, top range, in terms of that 22-1 on DraftKings and 45-1 on FanDuel. Let's pound that FanDuel number if you can get it. And then I like McNeely there at 50 or 55, I think on DraftKings. Yeah. And then some other names down there in kind of the mid range. The Matt Naismith call, I think, is very good at 250-1 on DraftKings. Those are just some numbers I think I could see getting much, much shorter, and we should get on right now. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've not already, and we'll be back tonight for the DraftKings show and the betting show right here live on the YouTube channel. Let's have a week, people. All right? Okay. See ya. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to do that.